What's an area around Buffalo that a lot more people are not only starting to notice, but move into? The town of Cheektowaga. Now, let's go over all the real estate in Cheektowaga. Can you afford to live there? What's there? What type of houses, the age of them, and everything in between. Let's do it right now. What's going on, you guys? I hope all is well. As always, my name is Devontae Davis, the local realtor in and around the Buffalo area, and we cover every single thing Buffalo on this channel. Today, we're going to be moving out to the suburbs a little bit, talking about the town of Cheektowaga, why everybody's looking to move there, and what the real estate is like in this area. We have plenty of vlog tours, so after this video, go ahead and watch this video right here, which is a vlog tour around the entire Cheektowaga area that you can find pretty much anything you need about the area. Number one, a lot more people are looking to move into Cheektowaga for a couple of different reasons. The number one reason is the centrality. Centrality of Cheektowaga, you can, like, literally, you're in the middle of every single suburb and directly in front of the city. Cheektowaga has really begun to turn into the town that it's the next step outside of the city. Those who don't want to live in the city anymore want the suburban feel, but be close enough to get back inside the city at the drop of a dime. Cheektowaga is really that place that a lot of people are turning into, especially because the housing is still relatively affordable. And we'll get into some numbers in about a minute or two. But Cheektowaga does play a huge factor when it comes to, again, a little more safety, a little better schools as far as the school district and placing your child in a better school, and then affordability for the parents who want to move into those areas that can still be able to afford a house and live there. When it comes to Cheektowaga, there's two different zip codes inside of Cheektowaga. The first one is going to be 14225, and then the second one that we're going to talk about today is 14227. Now, there is part of zip code 14215 in Cheektowaga, but it doesn't make up a lot of it, so we're going to really focus on 225 and 227. When it comes to 14225, you have two different fields between 225 and 227, and I'm going to say these numbers a lot, and I'm going to put the map up so that you're not confused. When it comes to the zip code 14225, this is going to be more of a city/suburban field. More people, more things to do, shopping, amenities, way more of a diverse field because of the amount of people, especially over this last year or two, that's been moving out to the Cheektowaga area. When it comes to 14227, however, this is straight suburban. No country. You know how I was talking about like Lancaster kind of be like that suburban country feel? No. Cheektowaga in a 14227 is straight suburban all day long. Like, if you think of a suburban neighborhood, this is exactly what you would picture in this area. Now, you do have your shopping and amenities, especially once you start to head up Transit. When you're going down Broadway, you got a couple things as well too. But this is what a lot of people are known as South Cheektowaga, inside of the Cheektowaga borderlines, if you will. To me, it is a lot less diverse than the 225. So if you're looking for a little more diversity, a little more close to a kind of like a city suburban feel, the 225 may be a little bit best for you. But again, when it comes to the diversity in Buffalo, anything about 15-20 minutes away outside the city, it's all pretty much the same, just the neighborhoods are different. The fourth reason is really moving out for a better school district than the city. Amherst, Williamsville, Clarence, Orchard Park, those are still going to be your top suburban schools, but the Cheektowaga schools are definitely still a lot better than most of the city schools. There are good city schools, guys, so don't say Devontae said all city schools are bad, because that's not true. There are a few good ones, but there's some of them out there that's not the best. There are 4 schools in Cheektowaga, and this is pretty much ranked from best to worst. Again, none of them are really bad, but this is what it is. Maryvale is going to be number 1. Cleve Hill is going to be number 2. Central is going to be number 3. And then JFK. And I think that's just because of the location that it's in, which is kind of located in Sloan, which is a village of Cheektowaga. JFK, John F. Kennedy, is going to be number 4 on this list. Remember, guys, I went to Cleve Hill. To me, Cleve Hill was a nice school. As I got older, as I learned more and more, there's a lot nicer schools out there. And there's nothing wrong with Cleve Hill. It's just I didn't know all the amenities that these other schools had. I mean, when you look at Orchard Park, if you look at like a Hamburg or a Clarence, these schools got a lot going on inside. We didn't have all that. Let's get into the point of this video, which is the housing. Housing in Cheektowaga is still relatively affordable for a fact. And this is why, again, a lot more people are starting to move out there. Parents can afford a home. Parents can now choose to send their kid to a better school while being somewhat diverse. When it comes to 14225, I've been studying these numbers for a minute now. You have a couple of different websites. Some will say 75-25, some will say 85-15, others will say 87-13. To me, growing up in that area or moving to that area as I got older, to me is really becoming more of a 75-25. Either way it goes, on the minimum scale that I've seen anyway studying these numbers, it's been a 28% increase in the African American community inside to the Cheektowaga area. So that can tell you a lot over this last year or two. So that can tell you a lot about people wanting to move inside these areas as well. I'm curious to also compare that to 14226, which is Amherst, because there's a lot more people moving into that area as well too. Either way, once you look at all of Cheektowaga when it comes to housing, that's including 215 or that part of it, 225 and then 227. Right now, the average house cost right now is about $200,000. Inside the 225, however, the average is $193. But that does bump up into that South Cheektowaga area. Remember, that's more suburban. That's more of your bigger houses. That bumps up to about 225 to about 226. Now, what type of house can you expect moving into these two zip codes? When it comes to the 14225, this is going to be close by the mall and things like that. You're going to find a lot of Cape Cods. A lot. What is a Cape Cod? Small 2 stories is how I describe them. You're going to find a bunch of them, either those or ranches, one of the two. Pretty much no in between. If you spot a true 2-story in that area, you got lucky, I'm not gonna lie to you, or you're closer to the Amherst border. But if you're inside the heart near the mall, Cleve Hill area, you're gonna find a lot of these houses are gonna be Cape Cods, 3-bedroom, 1 bath, anywhere from 1,200 to about 1,400 square feet. Here's the layout of these Cape Cods for the most part. In the downstairs on the first floor, you're gonna either have 1 bedroom and like a small eat-in kitchen, or you're gonna have 2 bedrooms downstairs. Upper level, your bathroom is always going to be on the first floor in these houses for the most part. On the upper level, you're going to have 2 kind of smaller bedrooms. They may be able to squeeze a queen size bed in them. That's pretty much the entire house right there. And that's going to be your 12 to 1,400 square feet. If you find one that has an addition on it, like when we got our house in Cheektowaga, it was a huge addition. They basically just blew out the back of the house, which most people do. They build out into the backyard, and we were able to throw on, whoever we purchased it from, they were able to throw on a huge main bedroom and a main bathroom with a stand-up shower in there. You'll find a lot of people do that when it comes to the additions on their house. Or they will blow out the bottom half instead of the top. They'll blow out the bottom half of the kitchen, so expand the kitchen real wide, put another bathroom down there, and then you'll be able to enjoy an eating kitchen now, along with having those 2 bedrooms downstairs. But if you don't have an addition, again, your layouts are going to be very, very similar to that 3-bedroom, 1 bath. The bath is on the first floor. You may or may not get a dining room downstairs. Squeezing out into 14227 though, this is going to be a lot more of your bigger homes. Definitely 227, a heavy presence of split levels for sure. 2-story homes, really, really nice size ranches. So that ranch may go to about 1,500 to about 1,700 square feet ish when it comes to the 227. But a lot of split levels, a bunch of split levels in 14227 and 2-story homes. Again, some of these, even though the average price point is about $225-ish here, you can find a lot of homes in the 300s for sure. You could find some in the 400s. 500s, not so much. You're really starting to talk about Amherst, which is the other direction. But a lot more 2 stories in this area, a lot more bigger house, a little more yard for sure. And the houses are about 15 to about 20 years newer than those in the 14225. On average right now, when it comes to the ages, and this is a great move, we're really flowing through this right now. The the ages in the 14225 is going to be an average of about 1952, and I was actually shocked when I looked at these stats based on all of these homes within this past year, is because even our house in Cheektowaga was built in 1934, so I was actually expecting to see around high 30s, low 40s when it comes to the age. But in the 14227, the average age is around 1969, but you can find something a little newer. And this is a great segue. If you guys are thinking about moving to Cheektowaga, make sure you guys let me know. You guys know I love real estate. This is exactly what I do all day, every day. We help plenty of clients move up here. Or if you're in the Buffalo area, let me know. Would love to be of service, either help you sell your current one to buy something else, or just buy a new home in the Cheektowaga area. Cheektowaga, when it comes to real estate, we're keeping this real estate, guys. Nothing political, no other matters. When it comes to real estate, Cheektowaga is was known for having water problems in their basements. But over the last 4 years, I would say, they've been busting up streets and replacing all the water pipes and sewer lines and all that good stuff in all the neighborhoods. No exaggeration. The street I used to live on last year, the entire street was chopped up for at least 3 months. We only get 3-4 months of summer. Guess when all those streets was tore up? During the summer. I'm talking about rocks, pebbles. I popped 2 tires. My tires cost $340 to town in Cheektowaga. Yes, somebody gonna be reimbursing me $340 for each tire. So what is that, $680? Yeah. But a lot of the houses in the Cheektowaga area were known for having water problems. But since then, everybody was complaining about it. They have been really redoing the streets, redoing the water lines and things like that. It's still mandatory for people to have a sub pump in Cheektowaga and Amherst and Williamsville and Tonawanda. So Cheektowaga is not by itself. Buffalo sits on a swampy land. Cheektowaga is no difference. The further you go out, the swampier the land gets. I would say after 1970, they kind of start figuring it out with those houses as far as the port foundation, putting a drain tile down in and around the house and all that good stuff. But if you buy a house, I would say anywhere from about 1920 to about 1945 is when they start pouring foundation. So I would even push it to 50. You may or may not experience some water problems. For the most part, yeah, the seller should have taking care of those problems before you move in by now. The second big problem in Cheektowaga right now is the taxes. I don't know what the town is doing. I'm not sure if they're just trying to be ahead of the game or what, but the town has had like 2 reassessments in like 4 years. No exaggeration. And this last one has I mean, you talking about a hike in taxes. Some people went, I know a few people, let's say that had their assessment literally jumped up between $50,000 to $100,000. You talking about an extra $1,000 or $2,000 on your taxes. The big part is that school taxes has like, I don't want to say doubled, but it went up by a strong probably 33%. Since the pandemic. I don't know what's going on. The kids at school. How we got to higher taxes when these kids are at school? That don't make sense to me. But either way it goes, the taxes in Cheektowaga has just risen. And they have risen to a great number that a lot of people are complaining about. Can we avoid them? No. Did they have to rise so suddenly? No. So either way it goes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I just packed on a lot of information about the town of Cheektowaga, the real estate, and the things that you can find in this area. So make sure that you guys reach out to me if you guys are planning to move up here or already in the Buffalo area looking to move around. I would love to be of service. Again, my name is Devontae Davis, the local realtor in and around the Buffalo area. If you guys need anything, make sure you guys reach out to me, call, email, text, and I always respond ASAP. As always, I will talk to you guys inside the next one.